Hey everyone, have you ever scrolled through TikTok and wonder how some videos just kind of blow up and get millions of views? What's the secret? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today.
Oh, yeah.
It's a framework called the magic third of TikTok,
That's right.
and we're going to get into all the details about how it works.
Yeah, so this is something that Kenny Martini talked about in a recent episode of his.
Oh, cool.
And, he really focuses on how to get people to watch your videos and then actually become, loyal fans.
Oh, wow.
And the cool thing is, it doesn't really matter if the algorithm changes or anything like
Okay,
that.
I'm definitely intrigued now.
Yeah.
So, the magic third, it sounds kind of like a secret code or something?
Yeah.
To be successful on TikTok.
Yeah.
So what is it like? How does it work?
Well, it's really about realizing that, those viral videos that do so well, it's not just because they get lucky or they just happen to follow a trend. There's actually a strategy behind it. There's 3 key elements that they use, and it's all about understanding, how people think and what they like to see.
All right, break it down for me. What are these 3 magic elements?
Okay, so the first one is called the hook.
Okay.
And to understand this, you got to think about when you're scrolling through TikTok yourself.
Yeah.
How long do you really give a video before you just decide to swipe to the next one?
Honestly, not long at all. Maybe a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
If it doesn't grab me right away, I'm gone.
Exactly. And Kenny really emphasizes this. You only have a few seconds to get someone's attention.
Seriously? Seconds? That's a lot of pressure.
It is, but there are ways to make sure you have a good hook.
Okay.
Remember those wait for it videos?
Yeah.
Those were so good.
Yeah.
Because all they did was say those 3 words, but they made people curious.
Totally.
And they made people want to see what was going to happen next.
Right. It's so simple, but it worked.
Yeah.
Okay, so besides building up that anticipation, are there any other ways to create a good hook?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So you could start with something visual that's surprising.
Go ahead.
Or you could ask a really interesting question.
Okay.
Or even just say something bold, something that people don't usually hear.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is to make people stop scrolling because they're like, wait, what is going on here?
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you've got their attention with an awesome hook.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next step in this magic third?
Engagement.
Okay.
It's not enough to just get them to stop scrolling. You have to keep them interested.
Right.
And the TikTok algorithm really likes to see that people are interacting with
Yeah.
your videos.
Yeah.
Liking them, commenting, sharing them, all that stuff.
So how do you get people to do more than just watch?
Yeah.
How do you get them to actually engage?
Well, Kenny suggests that you should ask your viewers questions.
Okay.
You can do this in the caption or even just ask them right in the video.
Oh, I
So
got
you could say something like, which outfit should I wear? Or what would you do in this situation?
Yeah.
And this is good because it makes viewers feel like they're part of the video,
Exactly.
not just watching it. So
Yeah.
it's like having a conversation instead of just talking at them.
Right. I get it.
Yeah, and when people feel like they're part of something, they're more likely to comment and share.
Mm-hmm.
And all that activity tells TikTok's algorithm that your video is worth showing to more people.
So you get more visibility.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Okay, so we've hooked them. We've got them talking.
Mm-hmm.
What's the last part of this magic third recipe for TikTok success?
The last part is shareability.
Okay.
This is what makes a video go viral.
Well,
It's not just about getting a few likes, it's about getting people to share it with everyone they know.
so what makes a video shareable?
Think about the videos you've shared with your friends.
Yeah.
They probably made you feel something, they were funny or inspiring.
That's true.
Or maybe they made you think about something in a new way. People
Yeah.
share things that make them feel something and they want their friends to feel it too.
Okay, I see that.
A good example of this is the tell me without telling me trend.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, it was super popular because it was relatable.
Yeah.
Everyone could participate and share their own version.
It was so creative, too.
Yeah, and it shows that you don't need fancy editing or anything to make a video that people will share.
So TikTok really rewards being authentic.
Absolutely. In
Yeah.
fact, videos that are raw and unfiltered often do really well.
Really?
Yeah, because they feel genuine and people like that.
Wow. So embracing imperfection can actually be a good thing.
Exactly. TikTok is all about personality.
It's what makes it so fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so this magic third is making a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
You've got the hook, the engagement, and the shareability all working together to get people's attention and make them feel connected to your content.
Exactly. And the best part is it's not about trying to trick the algorithm or chase after every trend.
Yeah.
It's about understanding what people actually want to see and giving it to them.
So you're saying we can make content that's kind of algorithm proof.
Pretty much, yeah.
I love it. This is great stuff. Okay, so let's say we've nailed these 3 elements. A good, hook-engaging content and something people want to share. Is there anything else we can do to get noticed on TikTok and turn those viewers into fans?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's hear it.
It all starts with knowing who you're trying to reach.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where.
Welcome back to our deep dive into TikTok's magic third, where we're figuring out how to turn casual viewers into those like super fans.
Yeah, I mean, these 3 elements that we've been talking about, the hook engagement and shareability, it's amazing how powerful they can be when they all come together.
Yeah.
But one thing I'm still kind of thinking about is the algorithm. I mean, we all know it's like a big deal in deciding which videos get seen and which ones don't, but it's so unpredictable sometimes.
Totally. The algorithm can feel like this big mystery,
Right.
but that's exactly why understanding these principles that we're talking about is so important.
Okay, I'm listening.
Kenny Martin actually makes a really good point about this. He says that even though the algorithm might change, human psychology stays pretty much the same.
So even if TikTok like changes its formulas, the reasons why people connect with certain videos,
Yeah.
those reasons stay the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
So like that need to be hooked, to get involved, to share something that really speaks to you, those are things that are just part of being human.
Yeah.
And when you tap into those things with the magic third, you're basically creating content that can work no matter what the algorithm does.
Okay, that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
So even if the algorithm throws us a curveball,
Yeah.
if we're making stuff that people actually connect with, it has a better chance of getting seen.
Exactly. And that's where knowing your target audience comes in.
Right. It's not just about like using any old hook or asking any random question. It's about making those hooks and those questions speak to the specific people you want to reach.
Exactly. So you have to think about who are they, what do they care about, what makes them laugh, what keeps them up at night. The more you know about them, the better you can make content that they'll love.
It's like you're building a bridge between your content and what they're interested in.
Yeah.
And the magic third is like the blueprint.
Yeah, I like that analogy. And don't forget, authenticity is a really important part of that bridge.
Right.
People, especially on TikTok, they can spot a fake from a mile away.
Oh, yeah.
If you're trying to be someone you're not, or if you're talking about something you don't really believe in, it's going to show, and it probably won't work.
So be yourself. Show what you're passionate about. Let your real personality come through.
Exactly, because when you do that, you attract the right people, people who genuinely connect with who you are and what you stand for, and that's how you build a loyal following.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got all this theory down, but let's get practical for a second.
Okay.
Let's say I have this awesome idea for a TikTok video. How do I actually use these magic third principles when I'm making it?
Well, it all starts with planning, even before you start filming. You should take some time to really think about each part of the magic third and how it'll work together in your video.
Okay, so let's start with the hook. What are some tips for making an opening that will make people stop scrolling and want to see more?
One thing that works really well is to start with a question or a statement that makes people curious.
Okay.
Something that makes them want to know more. Like, you could say something like, have you ever wondered why? Or, did you know that?
Ah, I see. You're getting them interested right away and making them think that they're going to learn something new.
Exactly. You can also use visuals or sounds that make an impact right away,
Like
bright colors or unexpected movements or a catchy sound that will stand out from all the other videos they're seeing.
It's all about grabbing their attention in those first few seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you've got them hooked. Now, how do you keep them watching and get them to actually engage with the video?
Asking questions is really important, but the questions have to be good ones.
What do you mean good ones?
I mean, questions that are relevant to what you're talking about and that encourage real conversation.
Okay.
Don't just ask for likes or comments for no reason. Ask questions that make people think and share their opinions or talk about their own experiences.
So if I'm making a video about travel tips, I shouldn't just ask, do you like to travel?
Right.
I should ask something more specific, like, what's your best travel hack? Or what's the weirdest thing you always pack in your suitcase?
Exactly. Or if you're sharing a personal story, you could ask viewers if they've ever been through something similar or how they would have handled the situation.
I like that.
It's all about making people feel like they're part of a community and that their thoughts and opinions matter.
Yeah, like you're turning a one-sided video into an actual conversation.
Exactly. And don't forget about humor.
Oh yeah, humor is always good.
A good joke or a funny observation can really keep people engaged and make them want to see more from you.
Okay, so we've hooked them. We've got them talking now. How do we make sure they don't just watch the video, but also share it with everyone?
That's where shareability comes in. And to figure that out, we need to understand what makes people want to hit that share button.
All right, so what are some of those things that make people want to share a video?
Think about the videos that you've shared yourself.
Yeah.
They probably made you feel something strong, like you laughed or you were inspired, or maybe you even got a little angry.
Mm-hmm.
People share content that makes them feel something, and then they want to pass that feeling on to others.
So if I want people to share my video, it needs to be something that they connect with on an emotional level.
Exactly. Think about universal experiences or emotions that everyone can relate to.
Okay, so like sharing a story about overcoming a challenge or celebrating a small win or finding the funny side of everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
Those moments where people are like, oh my gosh, that's totally me. I have to send this to my friend.
Exactly. You nailed it. You can also use surprise humor or even a little bit of controversy to make your video more shareable.
Controversy. Isn't that a little risky?
It can be, but if you do it in a way that's tasteful and makes people think, it can actually lead to more shares and engagement.
So it's about finding that balance between being relatable and being thought-provoking.
Exactly. And remember, authenticity is key. People are way more likely to share something that feels genuine and comes from a place of passion.
So be yourself. Share what you love. Don't be afraid to let your personality show. That seems to be the golden rule for making content that people actually want to share.
Absolutely. It all comes back to that magic third. When you focus on those three elements, the hook, the engagement, and the shareability, you're not just making a video, you're creating an experience for your viewers, something that they really connect with and want to share with the world.
That's a great way to put it. This has been so helpful, but I have a feeling we've only scratched the surface of what it takes to really be successful on TikTok.
Yeah, you're right. There's still more to talk about.
Yeah. All right. So welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the magic third of TikTok, where we're trying to figure out, how to make content that really sticks with people and builds those lasting connections.
Yeah, and we've spent a lot of time talking about the psychology behind it all, like those key elements that really tap into what makes people tick. But now I think it's time to get a little more tactical.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about actually optimizing our content. Like, what are the things we can do to really maximize our reach and our impact?
Well, one thing we haven't really gotten into yet is trends.
Yeah.
They're a huge part of TikTok, always changing and kind of shaping what people are seeing.
Okay, true. But I know we said before that it's important to be authentic and not just chase every trend that comes along.
Right.
So how do we find that balance? Like, how do we use trends in a smart way without, losing our own voice and style?
That's a great question, and I think a good way to think about it is that trends are like tools.
Right.
They can help you reach more people, connect with a wider audience, and keep your content feeling fresh.
So it's not about like jumping on every bandwagon, but more about finding the trends that actually fit with, our brand or message.
Exactly. Find the trends that your target audience is into, and then find a way to make them your own.
Okay, but with so many trends popping up all the time, how do you even know which ones are right for you?
Well, your For You page is actually a great place to start.
Really?
Yeah, pay attention to the videos that you see over and over again. What sounds are they using? What hashtags are they using? What challenges or dances are going viral?
So it's like doing market research right there on the app.
Exactly. You're seeing what works, what people like, and then figuring out how to use those things in your own content.
Okay, that's smart. And I guess you can also experiment a little bit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, try putting your own spin on a popular trend. Or maybe even combine a few trends together to make something new.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about being creative and standing out, even when you're using a trend.
Love it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so beyond trends, are there other things we can do to optimize our videos?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So things like hashtags, captions, and even the time of day that you post can all make a difference in how many people see your video.
Okay, let's break those down one by one, starting with hashtags.
Okay.
They seem super important on TikTok, but I'm always so confused about which ones to use. It feels like a total guessing game.
It doesn't have to be. Research is key. So start by thinking about, general hashtags that are relevant to your niche or industry.
Okay.
And then add in some more specific ones that describe what your video is actually about.
So like if I'm making a video about DIY home decor,
Yeah.
I might use general hashtags like hashtag home decor and hashtag DIY projects, but also more specific ones like hashtag wall art or hashtag upcycling furniture.
Exactly. And don't forget to throw in some trending hashtags too if they're relevant to your content.
Okay, so like if there's a challenge going around about home renovations, I could use that hashtag too.
Exactly. Another good tip is to look at what hashtags your competitors are using.
Oh, that's smart.
It can give you some ideas of what's working well in your niche.
Makes sense. Okay, what about captions? Are they as important as hashtags?
Captions are more important than people think.
Okay.
They give your video context, they add personality, and they can really help with engagement.
So it's not just about describing what's in the video.
Right. Think of it like telling a story or asking a question or even just being funny.
Okay.
Use your caption to add something extra, something that makes people want to connect with you.
I like that. And I guess you should also include a call to action, right?
Oh, yeah. Definitely tell people what you want them to do, whether it's following you, leaving a comment, or checking out a link in your bio.
Yeah, give them a little nudge.
Exactly. Okay, now let's talk timing. I've heard that when you post can really affect how many people see your video.
Is there like a magic time to post on TikTok?
Well, it really depends on your audience and when they're most active.
Sure.
But the good news is you don't have to guess.
Okay.
There are tools and analytics that can help you figure out the best times to post for your specific audience.
So it's like being strategic about when you release your content into the TikTok universe.
Think of it like an experiment. You know, try posting at different times, see what happens, and then adjust your strategy based on the results.
Wow. This is all starting to feel very strategic. Like it's more than just making fun videos. It's about understanding the platform, the algorithm, and really knowing your audience.
Yeah, and just like any good strategy you have to constantly analyze and adapt.
So like actually looking at the data to see what's working and what's not.
Exactly. TikTok gives you so much data about your videos. You can see how many views, likes, comments, and shares you're getting. You can see who your audience is, all kinds of stuff.
Wow, that's a lot of information.
Yeah, use it to figure out what's resonating with people, what's not working, and how you can improve.
So it's like a never-ending process of learning, tweaking, and getting better.
Exactly. TikTok is constantly changing, so you have to stay up to date, be flexible, and always be willing to try new things.
This has been so helpful. We've learned so much about the magic third, about hashtags and analytics and all these other things. I feel like I have a whole new understanding of how to use TikTok strategically.
That's great. And remember, at the end of the day, TikTok is about being creative and connecting with people, so don't get so caught up in the numbers that you forget to have fun.
That's a good point. Find your voice, share what you're passionate about, and let your personality shine through.
Exactly. And for those of you who want even more help with your TikTok strategy, be sure to check out the DigiPalms. They specialize in helping businesses and creators master all of this stuff.
That's a great tip. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the magic third of TikTok.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We'll see you next time.
I'm Christina Moy, and thanks for tuning in to another engaging session on the DigiPalms podcast. Don't leave just yet. Subscribe to join our community and never miss out on our cutting-edge discussions. See you next time.
To turn to a ghost, I need to know everything.